Perek Zayin, Mishnah Dalet. The Mishnah continues to give the minimum shiurim that a person would be chayav for if he would carry them on Shabbos. Hamoitzi teven. If someone were to carry straw, how much straw would you have to carry in order to be chayav on Shabbos? Kamloi pipora, for the mouthful of a cow. That is how much straw you would need to be chayav for on Shabbos. Eitzah. Eitzah, the ArtScroll translates as bean straw. It's a type of harder straw that cows don't normally eat, but camels would eat them. Eitzah, bean straw, how much of that would you have to carry to be chayav on Shabbos? Kamloi pi gomel, the mouthful of a camel, which is a bigger share. Eitzah is from the Lashon of eitz. It's a stronger, harder material, and the cows wouldn't normally eat it, and therefore it's eaten by camels, and therefore it's the mouthful of a camel. And that's the amount. Omir is a softer material. It's a type of straw, but it's softer than the teven we mentioned earlier. That's kamole pitle. That's the mouthful of a sheep, because that's the material that he would normally eat. Asovim, grass, kamole pigdi. Again, the omir is too tough for the gdi, which is the kid, the baby goat. So he would have asovim. So how much asovim would you be chayav for on Shabbos? Kamole pigdi, the amount of the mouthful of a gdi. Ale shum va'ale betzolim lachim. Leaves, garlic leaves and onion leaves, lachim, when they're moist, then the shear is kegregeres. And the Bartanur explains because these are royal achila for a person, and therefore, since they're considered fit for human consumption, the shear always for human food is a gregeres. The Bartanur says the zeh shear lechol ma'achel b'Shabbos, odin b'Shabbos. This is always the shear of a gregeres for all human consumption on Shabbos. Avol kamole pigdi loy, but not a mole pigdi loy de lachim loy chazul gdi, because the gdi wouldn't eat the moist; it would only eat dry, as the Mishnah goes on to say. Yeveshim, if however this was dry, the ale shum, the leaves of garlic, and the onion leaves, if they were dry, then the shear, that's not fit for human consumption. That's going to be fit only for the consumption of a kid, of a baby goat, and therefore it would be mole pigdi. Ve'ein mitzdarfin zeh b'fnei zeh. Ve'ein mitzdarfin zeh im zeh. Now the two shiurim don't go together. So for example, if you would have half a shear of a mole pifara, half the mouthful of a cow's mouthful of worth of teven, and you would mix that with half the mouthful, the camel's mouthful of eitzah, the first two items in the Mishnah, then you wouldn't be chayav on Shabbos. You can't mix the two shiurim to make one whole shear to be chayav for. The Gemara notes, however, that that's only true when it goes one way. When we say that you can't be mitzvah the two shiurim, that's specifically when a shear gadol is not mitzvah to a shear cotton. So, for example, the eitzah, which is the shear for the mole pi gomel, is not mitzvah to teven to be mashlim the mole pi pora. So, for example, the other way around would be mitzvah. For example, if you have the smaller shear, if you have the shear cotton, which is mitzvah to shear gadol, for example, teven, which was used only for the cow, is mitzvah to eitzah, is mitzvah to the camel's food, so long as it gets a mloi pi hagomel. So, for example, if you want to have a big shear of a mole pi hagomel, and if you have half worth of teven, half worth of eitzah, that would work. But the eitzah wouldn't work to be mitzvah for the smaller shear of the mole pi hapara. That's the observation which the Gemara makes. Okay, continues the Mishnah. Hamritzi acholim kegregeres chayiv. If a person carries any food item fit for human consumption, which has the shear of a gregeres, of a dried fig, then he would be chayiv. Then he'd be chayiv. Umitzdarfin zeh im zeh, and all different food types can combine together. Why? Because all the shiurim of food are going to be a gregeres. Therefore, it doesn't matter if you carry half a banana and half a chocolate bar, etc. Together, it comes to a gregeres. That is mitzdarf because all the shiurim are the same. Chutz miklipehen v'garinehen v'uktein v'suben umur. If you carry food items, then you need a gregeres to be chayav on Shabbos. but you cannot include the klipos, which means the shells, v'garinehen, the seeds, v'uktzehen, and the stems, v'subin umrusim, and the sort of the husks, the bran, the coarser bran, and the finer bran. Those are not fit for human consumption, and therefore they do not add together to the gregaris that a person would need to carry to be chayav for on Shabbos. So Rabbi Yehuda says, chutz miklipe adoshim. That's only true. You don't include the klipos for all other things. When it comes to adoshim, lentils, you can include the klipos, shemispashlois imohen, because they are cooked with the lentils, and therefore they've got a din of Michael Adam, and therefore they can add together to the shir of a gregaris. That is the end of Mishnah Dalet and the 7th Perek.